Yeah, that I think we get a little bit of our personality back and the style of play that we want to play. You know, it's a score goal. I thought Ward was outstanding. The good thing about our club, they didn't get frustrated. We didn't turn things over. We didn't try to force the issue, and just stayed within the style of game that we need to play.
Are you surprised they weren't frustrated? There seemed to be a couple of really good scoring chances that didn't go in that might make guys stick a little.
No, I wasn't surprised. I think we've been a pretty patient team in those situations all year long. Third periods this year, even down a goal, we haven't opened up, and we just stayed with it. I think that's been a big positive this year for our club. I thought our start was better tonight, although we end up taking a couple of penalties. It takes a little momentum away from us, but. You know, even after the when we got to the overtime, we got the point in regulation. I was just thinking to myself on the bench, that's the way we have to play, and then we find a way to get the extra point.
Do you think you have anyone else on your team who could score that goal?
I don't know. Did it go right in the roof? Did it deflect, or it went
straight up?
Yeah, good for him. And you know what I liked? And I like looking at these things on tape. It wasn't an individual celebration. He got excited, but then looked right to the bench. And he's a likable kid. He's a really likable kid. I don't know where it all settles here as we get through, but good for him. It must be exciting for him.
What do you think a goal like that does for him, for his confidence going forward?
Well, you hope he scores another one. He's a confident kid. He understands. He asks the right questions, and he's good to. He understands. He just minds his own business and goes about it, and is learning to be a pro in North America here. So hopefully, you know, I don't think he lacks confidence. He creative people, they need that, but he should feel good about it. It's obviously huge 2 points for us, and it's a big goal by him.
What is it about the team this year that allows the young guys to fit in so well?
Well, I think, are you talking about Zook or the young guys that have been here?
Oh, in general.
Well, I think the young guys that have been here are just maturing. Look at Dubinsky. You know, I mean, he's hard. He makes a huge play on that goal as far as just not giving in. And, he's been hard on the boards, and I don't want to just single him out, but all our kids are maturing. I think when you bring up a Zuccarello and players of that have come up here, I think the American League coaches have done a pretty good job in their conditioning, first of all, because I think they're in really good shape, and it's been, you know, as seamless as it can be as far as call-ups coming through here. So that American League job is an important job. When you're trying to develop a group and go with your youth, and I think they've done a terrific job down there.
What did Matt Gilroy show you to get back some of his shifts?
He didn't piss and moan. He stayed within himself. He practiced hard. When he got the opportunity, he played good games. Nothing extraordinary, but played steady. Has shown us that he's working on the defensive part of the game. You can see his confidence in his pitching. So he just stayed with it. He was aggravated that he wasn't playing, as any pro should be, but he just kept himself ready. And remember the times that I sat him out, and I always say this when we talk about this, he wasn't that bad a player. We just decided the other 6 were better. That's the decision we made, and now Gilly has kind of swung that a little bit. And again, good for him, he scores a goal, but he's playing with the right type of arrogance.
Ted, what injury more involved in the late stages of the game tonight than he's been?
Yeah.
What were you seeing from him tonight?
Well, I thought early on you could tell Sean was on, and I switched. I put Sean up with Artie and Gabby, and I moved Fro down with, not that Fro did anything wrong, but I just wanted to switch that. We're asking for forechecking out of Sean, and we got that early on. Made a couple of good plays, and so we stayed with it. And I thought it was one of his better games in a while.
You know anything about Russell?
No, he's day to day. I guess I haven't talked to Rammer, and it's just in the rib area. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's day to day.
So if there'll be no change in plans, McDonough will go?
He'll come on a trip with us. Yes, he's coming with us.
Today being obviously halfway point of the season, I mean, could you address maybe the optimism of the team going forward as you're making the playoff push here?
Well, as I talked earlier, that before the game, we're going to have to be a better team. We're going to have to work in the details, and because the games are going to be tougher. I think we're in the right direction. I know we're in the right direction. But there's a fine line of win and losing hockey games, no matter what's going on with your club. And I'm really excited about a lot of things that's going on with the team. There's a fine line of winning and losing, and that comes down to details. I just give you an example. Brian Boyle's line plays a hell of a game against Stahl's line. I mean, that Stahl's an animal. He is one hell of a player. I thought they played really stiff against them. One mistake, losing your center on a face-off, lost draw, a basic thing, ties the game up. Those are details that we're going to have to continue to work at. We can't afford to make that mistake. And I'm not trying to criticize Brian because he played a really good game, but that's where we are. And that's what happens the second half of the year, are the small things. And so we have to continue to work at that and remain with our personality as a team. And that's what we were tonight, and be consistent with it.
With the small things, you know, and when the game was 0-0 in the third period, Steve Evinger made a great play on the 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Something like that gets overlooked. I mean, how big of a play in the overall scheme of that game was that?
It's a huge play. We didn't give up too many odd man rushes, but that was a doozy. And he makes a great play. It's certainly not. It's hard to teach that. And he filled a lot of ice and made a great play there. And that, you know, details and a big play, a fine line of a good defensive play versus an offensive play. That's what's going to win games in the second half. So we need to try to keep our concentration there.
You mentioned it's going to be tougher in the second half. Are you concerned that a young team may not be, or can make those little mistakes that can make the difference between winning and losing?
No, I think we're, I mean, I'm always concerned, I mean, with anybody, as far as the consistency of a team. But no, I think our guys understand. I think they're committed. It's a good group. And we're not the most talented group in the world. But the thing that I think is going to have to carry us through here is play as a team. And I think that's what's given us our first half start here, is I think we've played really well as a team. You can see in the stats and you know, who's contributed to win games. It's everybody. It's not just one particular guy.
How confident are you in this team in these tight games?
How confident?
Are you, like, when it's in the tight games like this, that it's going to be you guys who strike and get
Well, we've been pretty good at them. We've got two good goalies, which is key. Hank made some key saves at key times tonight, and we've been in a lot of close games. We're going to be in a lot of close games, and I think we've handled ourselves pretty well. And when you have some success, you hope it keeps on growing. And to me, it's a mental mindset of handling yourself in these things. And we've been in a lot of these games this year, so hopefully we'll continue.
John, you talked about the conditioning a number of times this season and how important it's been. Was that an organizational thing when you say the guys from Hartford are ready to jump in and that conditioning is there? Did you guys focus on that in training camp organizationally?
There's no question. We arrange our training camps. I mean, they don't touch a puck for 2 days because they have to go through 2 days of testing. And we have our testing the first 2 days set up our conditioning program in the summer. They have to do that, the right type of conditioning in the summer, to get through the tests that they have to go through the first 2 days. And that's where I give them a lot of credit. They bought into it, they did their work. Reggie Grant has done a terrific job, our strength coach, in that. And camps aren't to get in shape. You need to be in shape when you come to camp, and then you get to another level as you go through it. So the way we form our camp, we don't want to play any exhibition games early on because we want to work on our conditioning, and we've done that, and it's set up for next year that way too.
How about the way Hank matched Cam Worth tonight, save for save?
Yeah, both goalies played very well. And it's key. It just gives your team a chance, and then you hope the other team makes a mistake and you score a goal, or someone makes a big play. I don't think they had a major breakdown. It's a hell of a shot by Zuccarello. So that's where you need, and we have that. And him and Baran too. Baran played very well in Florida. we just couldn't find a way to score a goal for them.
Do you think last year, missing the playoffs is gonna be motivation for this team, obviously? So you had that
We're
much
not
pressure.
even, this is a different club. We don't even go there. We have spent our time just trying to create an identity in how we have to play. For most of the year, we've done that. The last little while, as I talked prior to the game, I think we've lost ourselves. I thought we took a step in the right direction in getting that back tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.